Hey everybody, this is Robin from Violet Botanical Skincare, and welcome back to Work With Me Wednesday. You know I love it when you join me in the lab, and today I'm working on a new essential oil blend. But before I can start blending and mixing essential oils, I need to figure out the math behind it. Yes, there is math behind figuring out an essential oil blend. So I'm gonna go gather my tools and I'm gonna bring you along with me so you can see the process that I go through. Okay, so now I'm back with all of the materials and utensils that I need to start my essential oil blend formulation. First and foremost, I need a calculator because, like I said, there's mathematics behind figuring this out. I need a paper and pen because I do my calculations, and I take copious notes because there's nothing like blending, working on it, and you think, oh wow, I came up with this great blend, and you realize, oh, I didn't take any notes. Oh boy, how do I figure out what I put in there? So that's why I always like to keep my paper and pen next to me so I can take copious notes. And then I have a jeweler's scale. And the reason why I use a jeweler's scale is because I'm doing a really small batch. And the jeweler's scale allows me to measure in 1/100th of a gram. And then I have my test tube. So I see I need my test tube there. And then I have a beaker, and I just use the beaker actually to hold my test tube because sometimes you need more than two hands to do some things. And I have my essential oils, what I plan to blend, and also I have pipettes. So I have a pipette for each essential oil that I want to use because you never want to use one pipette for all of your essential oils. You don't want to cross-contaminate your oils. So the first thing I have to do is I have to figure out what percentage of the essential oil blend I want to represent the entire product formulation. So I like to use a 1% essential oil blend. And 1% is good because it's safe because you can use it on your face, and 1% is good because you can also use it on your body. And then, so once I figure out the percentage that I want the essential oil blend to be, then I have to figure out what is my batch size. And I use grams, I use the metric system. So what is my batch size? How many grams am I gonna make? And that just depends on the quantity of the product that I want to make. But right now I'm just testing a new blend, so I'm going to keep the batch size really small because I don't want to waste a lot of precious essential oils if it doesn't work, if it's a fail. Okay, so now once I figure out in grams my batch size, now I need to figure out what does that 1% represent in grams in my batch. Now, once I figure that out, then I have to figure out my essential oils and what percentage I want each essential oil to represent. For instance, there's a top note, and your top note they're usually your citrus essential oils, and they are the first aroma that you smell, and they don't last long. They dissipate quickly. So that's the first aroma you smell. And then you have your middle note. And your middle note is the body of your essential oil blend. That's the body. It lasts longer. It lasts a couple of hours. And then you have your base note. And then your base note, or it's called sometimes a bottom note or a fixative note because it fixes that essential oil blend, and it's usually an intense aroma, something like vetiver is usually a base note, or some of your cedar woods, those sandalwoods, those are base notes. And so once I figure out what percentage I want each one of those, the top, the middle, and the base, to represent in that 1%, then when I do my calculations, then I can figure out how much of each of those essential oils I need to use. So I've already done the calculations because you don't need to sit here and watch me do calculations. So I've already done the calculations. I already have it figured out. So what I do next is, and I have the essential oil blend that I think is going to work. When I smell the aromas, I think these aromas are going to work well together. And it's just really a matter of, trial and error. So what I do is, what I want to do first is I want to figure out the weight of my beaker and my test tube. So I will put that on the scale here, and then I will do a tare to clear that out so that when I weigh this, now I'm getting the true measurements of my essential oils. And keep in mind, not all essential oils have the same specific gravity, meaning the same weight, because you have some essential oils that are very thin and you have some essential oils that are very viscous. So they're going to have a different weight for each. So you have to weigh out each essential oil. So I have my essential oil blend here that I think I'm going to use, that I think is going to work together. So I have my top note. So I take my top note. I figured out how many grams I need in this blend for my top note. So dispense some in there, and then I put it into the test tube here until I get my measurement I need. And you just have to be patient because sometimes it takes a while for the scale to register. So, essential oil blending and formulation, it's really a patience. It takes patience. And I had to learn that. I'll admit, sometimes I'm not very patient, but I had to learn it. And you know what? You enjoy the process. You enjoy the process of going through it. So I know, let me see, get here, how much I need to measure out for my blend, and there. And then I have what I need there, and I put that aside. And like I said, you do not want to use the same pipette for your essential oils. You want one pipette per essential oil. So there's my top note. Now I want to take my middle note. And remember, this is kind of like the body of your blend. I take a clean pipette, and then let's see how much I need there. Figure that out. And then I tare to reset, and then I pour. I just squeeze that in there. Again, patience is the name of the game until I get the essential oil weight that I need. And like I said, you have to be careful because sometimes it just takes a couple of seconds for the scale to register. For the scale to register how much essential oil, what's the weight of the essential oil that you put in there. So just be patient. Think about the people who, harvest these flowers and these, flowers and roots and bark, all that stuff is all part of essential oil, all their labor, all their hard work that they put in. So you don't want to rush it. You want to just take your time and enjoy. And then I take my base note. And again, remember I said the base note is kind of like your fixative. It's kind of what's going to hold it and ground it. And so I take my measurements. Now, as you can see, this is a little more viscous. And this is a little thicker. I reset the tare, take it back to 0. To set it to tare, it takes it to 0. There we go. And then I get that in there. And so your base note, like I said, is your aroma that's gonna be around for a while. That's gonna be your aroma that's gonna be around for a while. Oops. And get that in there. And like I said, just be patient. Sometimes it takes a while. There have been times when I was not patient and I'm pouring in, it's not there yet. And then all of a sudden I put it in and I put some more in and then it jumps like, 10/100ths of a gram. And I'm like, oh, I don't need that much. And so that's why you want to take your time and be patient and mix that in there, get that in there. Let's see, and let it register. Perfect. Alrighty, and so then I have that, and that's my base note. So once I do that, okay, take this off, take that off, and then what I do is I put a cap. I have beakers, I have test tubes that actually you can close it. Because you want to close it because you don't want the aroma to dissipate. And then I have on the side, I have my handy dandy tape because I like to label what it is so that when I look at my notes and when I look at this, and this is just painter's tape that I use because it's easy to come off. And then once I look at my notes and see, oh, this is test I know what percentages of the essential oils that I use. I know what essential oils I use. I also keep notes on what did it smell like when I first blended it, and then I'll let it sit, and then I'll smell it the next day, and I'll do this over the course of a week or 2 weeks to see how the essential oils, how they open up, how they play together. Look at there you go, there's the blend right there. And what I do, I like to roll it in my hand. I don't want to shake it like I'm shaking a can of spray paint or anything. I just like to gently roll it in my hand, but not too much because I don't want my hand to warm the essential oil. I just gently roll it in my hand there, and then I open it and then I smell it. So this is usually I write it as my initial reaction to the aroma. So this is my initial reaction. Oh, that smells good. Take a smell. Can you smell that? That smells, wow, that smells really good. Oh, I'm happy with this so far. But this is just the initial reaction. So once I have my essential oil blend, I have my notes, I will jot down my notes with my initial reaction, what my initial reaction is. And then what I do is I have to put it aside, and I like to let it open up, see how it's going to play together. Will they play well together? Will they blend together and make a nice aroma? How is the dry down? How does it smell when that top note is gone and then that middle note, So, and then what I do is I put it on my tray. And so as you can see, I do a lot of experimenting with essential oils. And this takes a while. I mean, there's been times when it's taken me months to get to an essential oil blend and what I'm happy with. So this I will put in here, and I will put it in my tray. And so what I'll do is every day I will go and I'll smell it, and I don't smell it for very long because you don't want to do it long, because after a while your mind will tell you, yes, it smells like cranberries or whatever, So you want to just kind of smell it, see how it smells, and then you want to put it away. And I'll do that, like I said, I'll do that for over the course of a week or 2 weeks. And then after that, then I put this blend into my fatty oil. So I already, because I've done my calculations, so I already know how much fatty oil I'm going to use. And I'll usually use either marula oil, or Kalahari melon seed oil, or mungungo oil. And so I know how much oil I need to use. So once I get the essential oil blend to where I'm happy with it, like, yes, this is good, I really like this. And then that's when I put it in the fatty oil and see how it's going to react with the fatty oil. It's almost like perfumes, where one aroma might smell differently on my body chemistry as it would smell differently on your body chemistry. So that's why then I put it in the fatty oil, and I do the same thing. I roll it between my hands, and then I let it sit. I get my initial aroma, and then I let it sit and see how that aroma is going to open up. And then if it works, then that's a go. Now, in this video, I'm making it sounds like boom, 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 this happens right away, but it doesn't. There have been times when it's taken me months to kind of get to an aroma, and it's test, retest, test, retest. And sometimes with different ingredients, it might smell differently in my fatty oil that goes in my body butters because of the other ingredients, as opposed to if it's going into my body wash. So sometimes you have to figure out, okay, this formulation might work for this particular product, but that aroma profile is not coming through in another product. So it's almost like you're starting all over again. So it's test, retest, back to the drawing board, and that's why I keep copious notes. So I just wanted to share with you today how I blend essential oils, to let you know that I do it in a meticulous, scientific way. It's not done haphazardly. It's not, oh, let me pour this here, there, this smells great. No, it's a science behind it. And I just wanted to let you know, because then that is also for safety, number one, because as I said, my family and I, we have eczema. So I want to keep it safe. And if your essential oil blend, if your percentages are not right and you have too many, or even if you have the wrong essential oils blended together where they don't play together, that can be an irritant. So that's why I'm very meticulous. I take my time, and I've learned patience doing this and doing the essential oil blending. So thank you for joining me today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Share it with a friend. And if this video was shared with you, sign up for our newsletter. The information is below. Sign up for our newsletter so that you will get these videos and more tips and more special events and our upcoming events, and special for members only, that you will get that in your mailbox each week. Again, thank you, and I will see you next week.